By 2040, you might be waking up on Mars. Sounds crazy? But one man is turning this impossible dream into reality. Elon Musk. Who exactly is he, and how did he become the wealthiest person in the world? Today, we're diving deep into his extraordinary life journey. On June 28, 1971, a child was born in Pretoria, South Africa. His father was an engineer, and his mother was a model. Though the family was wealthy, they weren't happy. His parents' divorce, severe bullying at school, and physical abuse. Once, he was pushed down the stairs and beaten until he lost consciousness. In that pain, young Elon started reading books. He immersed himself in books for 9 to 10 hours a day. At age 9, he read through 2 complete sets of Encyclopedia Britannica. Can you imagine that? At 10, he taught himself computer programming and created a video game that he sold for $500. He clearly wasn't an ordinary kid. At 17, Elon wanted to go to America. He first immigrated to Canada with his mother, where he worked on an orange farm while attending Queen's University. 2 years later, he transferred to the University of Pennsylvania in the United States. He majored in both economics and physics. Why study 2 subjects? He had a plan, you see. After graduation, he enrolled in Stanford's graduate program, but surprisingly dropped out after just 2 days. Why? Because he discovered something he absolutely had to do to save Earth. Earth's pollution was already severe, fossil fuels needed to be reduced, and humanity needed to migrate to other planets. That was his conclusion. His first business was Zip2, founded in 1995 with his brother Kimball. They had no money, so they slept in the office and showered at the YMCA, but they didn't give up. This company was like combining today's Google Maps and Yelp. It allowed local businesses to register their stores online. At first, nobody was interested, but then the internet boom started and things changed. In 1999, Compaq acquired Zip2 for $307 million. Elon, who was 27 at the time, walked away with $22 million. He could have lived comfortably from then on. But here's where something amazing happens. Elon invested 3/4 of that money into a new company. It was called X.com, an online bank. An online bank in 1999? People thought he was insane. Banking online? Did that even make sense? But Elon had a vision. X.com later merged with a competitor that had PayPal inside it. In 2002, eBay acquired PayPal for $1.5 billion. Elon made over $100 million, at 30 years old, mind you. Wait, here's something important. Most people would retire comfortably after such success, right? Elon was different. He started dreaming even bigger, you see. In 2002, he founded SpaceX. What was the goal? To migrate humanity to Mars. The objective was to send at least 1 million people to Mars by next century. People again said he was crazy. The space industry was only for governments, they thought. But Elon started reading books about rocket technology like a madman, and he discovered that existing rocket launch costs were ridiculously expensive. He was convinced he could reduce costs by a factor of 10. SpaceX's early days were hell. The first, second, and third rocket launches all failed. Hundreds of millions of dollars went up in flames. If the 4th launch failed, the company would be finished. 2008, the 4th launch. It succeeded. A miracle had happened. But in that same year, 2008, Elon faced an even bigger crisis: Tesla. Elon, who joined Tesla as an early investor in 2004, became CEO in 2008. Then the financial crisis hit, and both companies were on the brink of bankruptcy. It was Christmas Eve. Elon barely secured the last bit of investment money. Tesla survived. 2008 wasn't the end of the trials, but over the next 7 years, the company showed hypergrowth. Tesla's first car was the Roadster. It completely shattered the prejudice that electric cars were slow and ugly. It boasted incredible acceleration and long range. Then came Model S, Model X, and Model 3. Model 3 especially was a massive global hit. Traditional car companies now had no choice but to make electric cars too. One man, Elon, had changed the entire automotive industry. His goal wasn't simply to sell electric cars, it was to transition the world to sustainable energy. What happened to SpaceX? After 3 failures, they succeeded in 20 consecutive rocket launches. NASA became a regular customer, and they achieved the lowest cost in history for sending things to space. In 2020, they succeeded in their first crewed flight. They became the first private company to send astronauts to the International Space Station. USA, Russia, China, and SpaceX, just 4. Here's the key point. Elon made rockets reusable. After launch, the rocket returns to Earth and lands. When people first saw this, they couldn't believe it. It looked like a sci-fi movie, you know? This technology dramatically reduced space launch costs. By 2026, they plan to send 5 uncrewed spacecraft to Mars. If they land safely, they'll attempt the first crewed Mars flight around 2030. There's also a goal to build a city of 1 million people on Mars by 2050. Elon's businesses don't stop here. He co-founded OpenAI in 2015 and in 2016 created Neuralink, a neuroscience company. It's technology that connects the human brain to computers. In 2017, he established the Boring Company, digging underground tunnels to solve traffic congestion problems. In 2022, he acquired Twitter and renamed it X. Though controversial, his vision is to make X an app that can do everything. In 2024, Elon was the largest individual donor supporting Donald Trump in the U.S. presidential election. After Trump was elected president, Elon worked as head of the Department of Government Efficiency. His role was to reduce federal spending and streamline government. Of course, there was much controversy, and he eventually left the White House after conflicts with Trump. What's Elon Musk's current net worth? It surpassed $700 billion, approximately 1,009 trillion Korean won. He's the first person in human history to have personal wealth this large, the world's richest person. His personal life is also unique. He has 12 children. Worried about declining birth rates, he's practicing what he preaches. Elon is also famous for being a workaholic. He often works over 100 hours a week, they say. What's his personality like? He's a perfectionist and sometimes ruthless. He demands very high standards from employees. He sets seemingly impossible deadlines and pressures people to meet them. Many employees say working with him is tough, but they also agree that he's making history. Elon's philosophy is clear: making the impossible possible. When people say he's crazy, he becomes more confident. He doesn't fear failure. Failure is just part of the process towards success, he believes. He always sees the big picture, not short-term profits, but humanity's future. Making electric cars isn't to earn money, it's to save the planet. Doing space business is to make humanity a multi-planetary species. There's plenty of criticism, too. His social media posts often spark controversy. He was criticized for spreading misinformation about COVID-19. There are complaints that work environments are too harsh. He has many opponents because of his political views, too. But one thing is undeniable: Elon Musk is changing the world. He opened the electric vehicle market, revolutionized the space industry, and accelerated the transition to renewable energy. His influence will continue into the future. Let me summarize for you. How did a lonely boy from South Africa become the world's richest person? endless reading and learning, courage to challenge the impossible, determination to rise from failure, and a vision for humanity's future. All of this combined created today's Elon Musk. His story isn't over yet. Mars cities, brain-computer interfaces, the future of AI. The world he dreams is still in progress, you see. Imagine what the world will look like in 10, 20 years. Elon Musk will likely be at the center of that change. Whether you like him or hate him, Elon Musk is one of the most influential figures of our time. He never stops dreaming and keeps making the impossible possible. We're witnessing history being made right now.